happy that you
Mohammed?
are. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Now.
Okay. So are we live now?
Yes.
Okay. So hi everyone. I'm really glad that we are in our second episode of our webinar series by Region 8 Action for Industry Committee. And in this webinar, we have really an esteemed group of speakers from industry and academia. So we have very special, actually the right group of speakers to talk about industry and academia and how we can link both together. My name is Mohammed Galel Khafegi. I'm a member of the Action for Industry Committee, and I've been a long-term volunteer since 2006. I'm from Egypt, and professionally, I work for Vodafone Egypt as radio strategy and design senior technical lead. I'm happy today to co-moderate this webinar with my colleague, Professor Walid Karam from Lebanon section. He is the section industry ambassador in Lebanon, and he will tell us more about the activities in Lebanon section and how they are addressing the industry professionals in Lebanon. And we have our esteemed speakers, Mr. Michel Haddad. He comes with more than 30 years of experience in industry. He's the business director of Multilane. He will tell us more about their activities, and they are doing a lot of interesting things that we are really excited to know more about what they are doing. We have Professor Sandy Rehana, and she's a biomedical engineering professor and the technology transfer office founding director, actually, in her university. She will tell us more about the activities they are doing and how they are engaging with the industry. And so please join me in welcoming all the speakers today. And so welcome Walid, Michel, and Sandy. And I'm really excited to be with you today. So I will start just by introducing very briefly what we do in the IEEE Region 8 Action for Industry Committee. Yes, here. It's actually my first time to be live on YouTube. So just give me 1 minute to present, to share. So for some reason, I cannot share the PDF itself, but yeah. Okay, here we go. So that's it. Yeah. So basically, in the Action for Industry Committee, we are focusing on engaging companies and creating mutually beneficial programs for professionals, for industry professionals from corporate startups and so on, and to have mutual benefit between IEEE and industries, and to offer the right value to the technical communities in the companies. Our focus areas are to offer industry events, to organize industry events, local activities, mentorships, internships, and so on, and to foster these efforts. We are a wide group of industry professionals. Actually, we have Nihal bin Youssef from Tunisia. She's chairing the committee. And we have Tony Matila, Kostas Stasopoulos, me, Muhammad, and Suhaib, Serge, John, Aida, Almadine, and Maria. So we are from different parts of Region 8, and we are all committed to organizing such industry events. So the Action for Industry Committee is mainly under the Technical Activities Committee. So our peers are subcommittees like the chapter coordination and conference coordination committees. So I think for now it's just like I gave good brief about what Action for Industry is aiming at, and you can know more about the different activities that we do through this link. We can share it over the chat. And for now, I pass the mic to Professor Walid. So please, Walid, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Muhammad, and it's a great pleasure to be here with you today in this webinar titled Bridging the Gap, Industry Academia Collaboration for Tech Innovation in Emerging Markets. First of all, my name is Walid Karam, and I'm excited to moderate or co-moderate this session where we explore the valuable intersection of academic research and high-tech industry practices in Lebanon. Before I start talking about the goals of the webinar, maybe I should introduce the IEEE Lebanon Section Action for Industry, or my role as an industry ambassador. The role here is to foster strong relationships between the industry and the IEEE community within Lebanon. The role typically focuses on bridging the gap between academia, industry, and our IEEE initiatives. So what we do is our key responsibilities are, in fact, industry engagement and outreach, facilitating industry-academia collaboration, promoting IEEE standards and practices, career development and continuing education in the community, supporting local IEEE chapters and affinity groups on those initiatives, including the Computer Society, the Communication Society, Power and Energy, and others. So that's what we do. Regarding today's session, which is organized in collaboration with IEEE Region 8, Action for Industry, and we're focusing on the case of Lebanon. Lebanon is a country rich of talent and rich in potential, yet facing unique challenges due to its economic and political landscape. Collaboration between academia and industry is not actually just beneficial, it's essential. Such partnership drive innovation by merging theoretical foundations and deep research capabilities of academia with the practical market-driven solutions of the industry. This synergy creates new opportunities to address global challenges, especially in emerging markets like ours, where resources are often constrained and innovation can be a game changer. Today, our objective is to explore how stronger partnerships between universities and industries can lead to meaningful innovation, skill development, and economic growth. A great example of what I'm talking about is the synergy we have managed to create between the company Multilane, which is represented here by Michel Haddad, and the university, the Holy Spirit University of Kaslik, UZEK, in Lebanon. Recently, the two entities have signed a memorandum of understanding to exchange programs, to do research, joint research for the industry, for the co-op program where the company is hosting students from the university, and as well as other activities. Today, we are privileged to have with us these two speakers from both sides, the academia, Professor Sandy Rihana, and from the industry, the high-tech industry in Lebanon, Mr. Michel Haddad. So I would like to start by introducing Mr. Haddad, who represents the high-tech domain, where in multi-lane innovation is implemented at scale. Michel is a growth-driven executive with over 30 years of experience leading high-tech performing organizations in the technology sector. He's known for his visionary leadership and hands-on execution. He has played a pivotal role in building businesses through strategy, innovation, and team development. Michel is currently the general manager of the Measurement Solution Business Unit at Multilane, where he continues to drive innovation and growth. Prior to joining Multilane, he held a leadership role in space technology at Tonumus NEOM in Saudi Arabia and served in various positions at National Instrument, where I had the pleasure to get to know him while at that position between 1990 and 2019. Michel holds a master's degree from MIT and a bachelor's degree from Georgetown University, where he graduated summa cum laude. He has received multiple awards and holds several patents. I would like to introduce, I would like to welcome you, Michel, on stage, and let's hear from you what you have as an introduction from the industry side. Michel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Karam. Mohammed, nice seeing you again. Dr. Rihana, same here. What I'd like to do is I'd like to start with a small video to introduce the company. It's a minute and 44 seconds video. It's not going to be too long, but I think it will be enjoyable.
Multilane. Nestled in the heart of Mount Lebanon, Multilane is a driving force for global high-tech innovation and local economic development. Our labs are the beating heart of our campus, where we design, produce, and manufacture test and measurement equipment and interconnect technology used by data centers, hyperscalers, network providers, and chip manufacturers around the world. With world-class engineering driven by Lebanon's wealth of local STEM talent and state-of-the-art manufacturing, including an SMT production line, Multilane is able to ship over 30,000 products from our Lebanon headquarters every single month. As test and measurement experts, we strive to ensure our customers can test farther and deploy faster.
Working in an ideal environment within the pine trees and olive trees and oak trees in our ancestral land. Very happy and very proud to be able to deliver what we're delivering and to be able to create all the job opportunities to all the young people in this country.
All right, well, this was a small video introducing Multilane, what we do, and a small word from our CEO and founder, Fadi Daw, who has at heart to build the industry, the technical industry in Lebanon, create 10,000 jobs, and work closely with the universities. In fact, he mentioned working in our homeland and in the middle of this, the olive trees and pine trees. The image you see behind me, the background, is a view from our office overlooking the Mediterranean Sea from the town of Houmal in Mount Lebanon and overlooking Beirut and the Mediterranean. So it is a nice place to be at. With this, I'd like to quickly go through a few slides introducing Multilane, what we do, when we got started, and so on. So if you bear with me for a second. All right. So who's Multilane and what is our vision? So Multilane is headquartered in Houmal in Mount Lebanon. We are a company that focuses on building high-speed tests and measurements. We serve the hyperscalers, chip manufacturers, network infrastructures. We ship, as we said so in the video, over 30,000 products per month. Our facility is 23,000 square meters. We have over 1,000 employees, and we focus on innovation. We continue to grow. Our plan is to continuously grow and have multiple campuses across Lebanon. Multilane was founded in 2011, about 14 years ago. It started by building interconnect products and focusing on 10 gigabyte per second BERT type instruments. Today, we are first to market with our 2 to 4G BERT products, servicing the data centers driven by the AI industry. We are today leaders in this domain. We're located in Lebanon with offices across the globe, from China, Dubai, Germany, France, and all the way to Fremont, USA. I myself, based in Austin, Texas, and I'm broadcasting from Austin this evening, or this morning for me, and this evening for you. Who are our customers? Our customers are global customers. We have a global reach, really, from semiconductor vendors, companies like Broadcom and Marvell and AMD, to cloud service companies and data centers like Microsoft, Google, and Meta, cables connectors, system vendors, network service providers, optical vendors, and network management services. We cover the gamut of all the different industries required to provide a solution for these data centers and to support the growth in the AI technology that we're seeing in the industry. Multilane consists of multiple business units. We have the data center test solutions, the measurement solutions, interconnect, telecom, and data center infrastructure. I myself, I'm the general manager of the measurement solutions, where we focus on designing leading high-speed test instruments. What's happening in the industry? Today, the industry is really pushing, driven by AI technology, the need to have faster products, faster connectivity, bigger system, lower cost, is driving the need for instruments that are able to test very high speed, very high density, very low cost, and with great dynamic range and capabilities, with reduced channel margins, test requirements, to be able to deliver the needs that the AI industry is driving us to develop. So this is our challenge. This is what drives us. This is what we're doing. And to do so, technology requires talents and resources and knowledge. For that purpose, we've created HTP Academy, which is a bridge between the STEM education that happens at the universities in Lebanon and getting them ready to go into the world of design, development, and engineering. With HTP Academy, we're able to recruit young people, whether they are at a technician level or engineering level, and complement their knowledge and their understanding of the domain areas they have learned at the university to a practical aspect of things. We have a CSR mission to increase our presence and to create 10,000 jobs in the country. 10,000 jobs in Lebanon, that's a huge amount. Currently, we have our headquarters in Houmal, and we're planning several campuses across the country to cover the entirety of Lebanon. And we're positioning ourselves to be playing into the China Plus One strategy, alternative to delivering high-tech solutions to service the Western world and to service the AI industry specifically. With this, I want to thank you for the time. I hope I didn't take too much of your time, and back to you, Dr. Walid.
Well, thank you very much for really an impressive presentation of the company. Next, Dr. Sandy Rehana from the Holy Spirit University of Kaslik. is joining us from the academic sector tonight. She brings years of research and insight into how theoretical frameworks can shape real-world applications. She's the director of the Technology Transfer Office and head of the Biomedical Engineering Department at the Holy Spirit University of Keswick, USAC, a Fulbright scholar at the University of South Florida, a member of the WHO Scientific and Technical Advisory Group on Medical Devices since October 2022. She's an expert in digital health and AI-driven personalized medicine. Professor Rihanna leads USAC's efforts in technology transfer, IP management, and industry collaboration with a mission to translate academic research into impactful solutions. She works closely with startups, companies, and international organizations to strengthen innovation ecosystems and advance responsible real-world technologies. Dr. Rihanna, thank you for joining us, and I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy that you are joining us as well. And I would like to mention here that I'm honored to actually introduce you tonight along with Michel, with whom I had participated in making a linkage between Multilane and your university, and eventually signing an MOU of partnership between the two, which we will probably talk about at some point during your discussion. Dr. Rihanna, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ali, Dr. Muhammad, Michel, for joining, also Nihal, and everyone. It's a pleasure meeting you all here. So basically, I will talk today a little bit about technology transfer. The endeavor of technology transfer we started at USAC 2 years ago, and how this mission can help to bridge academia to the world of industry. So let me share my screen. Okay, seeing it. So imagine a world where applied research can transform lives. And research anyway is not anymore locked into the lab of universities and research center, but can have an impact, not only a social impact, economic impact, and industrial impact. And this is where technology transfers bridge these ideas and make the impacts and bridge the academia to the industry, empowering such inventors and let's say innovator from the academia, helping them protecting their IP and commercializing their invention into later on launching their own startup or licensing their inventions to companies. So innovation drives progress. So if you want to take many examples such as Google, the cochlear implant, Gatorade, all these inventions comes from inventors, PhD student, researcher within the universities and within research labs. So the main mission of technology transfer is to help these inventors to do intellectual properties for the research and invention, to bridge the gap between the lab, then the university, towards commercializations, and to do their research commercialization. So if you want to know how it works in a nutshell, without going into the details. So the inventors come to the TTO, they submit their invention disclosures, and then here there will be some assessment, evaluation of the invention disclosure with IP roadmap, let's say protections, proposition. We help them in the marketing and then in the pitching in order either to license their technology to a certain company or to make it as a spin-out. In the same time, in parallel, there will be the product development, the pivoting, and advancing within their technologies. Also, there is like mentoring with industrial, VCs, investors, other scientific, financial people, and also pitching in front of industries or VCs. So as you see, there is a whole technology transfer process that lead this research input from the idea and help the inventor through the different process, either to license their IP to industry or to exit as a spin out or startup. So this will help them either to make an impact, create an economic and social impact, job creation, and also help companies within their R&D also process. Sure, throughout the whole process, there is continuous industry-focused research and development, and here the applied R&D in order to elaborate the proof of concept, the prototype, validating it, testing it, and etc. How we empower our inventors through different innovation vista in order to preach about even the tools that they can use, how they can some success stories, some etc. But also what we have reached so far, different inventions have been filed in the ICT, in the health tech, in the med tech, and in the educational technologies. So I will stop here. I invite you all, if you like, to scan our QR code and follow our updates at USAC Technology Transfer Office. And now I will leave the floor for the question. Thank you.
Thank you. Muhammad, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for the insightful talks so far. And let's start now, like the second part of our webinar. It will be like a fireside chat, or we can say like seaside or poolside chat, because we are now in the middle of the spring season. So I will start my first question to Sandy. And I'm interested to know from your academic perspective, what motivates universities to engage in partnerships with industry, and with a special focus on Lebanon. What do you think are the main points of motivation to universities to do that?
Exactly. So, mainly in universities are increasingly, so basically there is a need in order to bridge the gap always between academic research and real world impact. And in order that to commercialize this research, and even by creating a job, licensing this technology to companies. In Lebanon, we have particular situation also, because we know that we don't have the large public funding for research, and we are always struggling with economic challenges. So collaborating with industries allows universities in order first to work on real need coming up from the industry, to validate also research through practical application within the industry, and also to ensure that students gain industry relevant skill that make them ready also to the market. And sure, also it will ensure some additional funding, new funding streams also. So for all these reasons, industry might be are motivated to work with universities are motivated to work with industries. So mainly applied research, make an impact, work on real application needed from the industry. And I think it's a joint collaboration, because also in Lebanon, we know that company working on R&D would also appreciate to have some outsourcing of the R&D within coming out from universities. And we know that we have also a lot of pool of talents within Lebanese universities, and that are looking for the right opportunities to apply their skills, their expertise, and also to make an impact within the real world.
Wonderful. So back to you, Walid.
Yeah, thank you, Sandy. Michel, okay, from the other side, from your standpoint, what does the industry look for in academic collaborations? Are you looking for talent, for innovation, for research validation, or for something else?
Thanks. Thank you, Dr. Walid, for the question. The short answer is yes, but I'm going to expand a little bit on it. We are the customers of the university. What we need is this talents to come into our ranks to help us develop and continue to grow. Growing without the right set of people in your staff, on your members of your team with the different knowledge and capabilities is not possible. What we want from the universities is to prepare these students to be able to come in and engage with us at a technical level and be able to be immediately productive in our competition in the marketplace. Time to market is key. We don't have time. The industry is running. Every time is the enemy, right? So we want people who are well trained. In fact, if you think about it, we want to organize into two needs: the undergraduate and the graduate research. For undergraduates, we would want and need the talent that is well educated, well versed with the theory, but also well knowledgeable, understanding how to apply that theory into practical applications so that they can come and join us and know and be able to quickly get up to speed and produce what we need them to produce, which is design development of products that are innovative and are competing in the marketplace today in a rapid pace that we see in the marketplace today. From the perspective of innovation and research, this comes more at the graduate level. At the graduate level, we would like to be able to work with them on several aspects, both from the hardware and the software. Today, instrumentation is not a pure hardware solution. It's a hardware combined with a software solution, specifically DSP algorithms. Working closely with universities to be able to develop advanced complex algorithms to be able to extract the measurements out of those highly sensitive, very low margin data that we're acquiring, and be able to extract important information out of it is critical. So having access to a pool of innovators and researchers that have a mastery of digital signal processing and algorithm development is key and is important for us. Working closely with them on that. On the hardware side of things, believe it or not, we're very much interested in semiconductor development. Semiconductor is becoming key for companies like ours, where we look at high-speed, cutting-edge technology that enables us to compete in the marketplace. So yes, we need talent, we need innovation, and we need research, and we need to work closely with those universities in preparing students to stay in the country and not prepare students for immigration. That would be the other thing that I ask of.
Yeah, if I may add one note here or one question, how successful are you in finding the right talent in the country?
Amazingly enough, we do find a lot of the talent. A lot of the talent leaves, and we miss the opportunity to get them. We need more than what we are getting. But today, we're 1,000 strong at the company. We have a quite good hardware and software development department. So we're able to find these students. We're able to recruit them. The HTP Academy is a place where we created to help bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and applied knowledge to help us speed them up in the process of moving them into our design teams and development teams. But we're growing, and we're growing fast, and we need more. And I hope that there will be many more companies like Multilane in Lebanon that will demand that same need that we have.
Great.
Yeah. So actually, before my next question, I'm interested to know more about the talents that you are acquiring. Are they directly coming from the undergraduate studies from the university, or after they pursue their master's and PhD abroad, for instance, then come back and you attract them to come back and employ them in your company? What is more likely?
We currently have both. We hire fresh from school undergraduate, and we hire from multitude of universities across Lebanon. And they join us as support engineers, product development engineers, hardware engineers, signal integrity engineers, or software developers. And we train them, help them, and grow them into their respective roles. We also have a number of PhD graduates that did go outside the country, get their PhD programs, and join us back at the company. In general, once a person leaves the country and pursues higher education abroad, it tends to be harder for them to come back to the country. It's hard for them to discover us sometimes. They know that there are these opportunities. This is what the nice thing about this event is, letting people, you've got those opportunities available for you in Lebanon. Do come back after you've done your PhD research and activities, because we'll give you those opportunities to create and innovate at home. So like every country, once, and most countries of the Middle East and the Arab world, once the student leaves to Europe or to the United States, it's much, much harder for them to return back home. Usually it takes a few years before they decide to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the majority end up staying, unfortunately, abroad.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, actually, I didn't ask the main question that I was actually planning to ask. But can you please like name an example of a successful collaboration with the university that significantly contributed to your innovation at the company? Yeah. So
sure. So currently, what we have several MOUs that we've signed with universities like NEOM and IEEE to help work with on several aspects, mostly undergraduates, and these are related to co-op programs, which are very important, because co-op programs is one way of introducing practical implementation early in the education of the students, something that I highly encourage universities in the Middle East and in the Arab world to be implementing, because it's a longer time to graduate, but it brings an aspect for the students that they cannot get anywhere else. So we're doing that. We've got internship programs. We're bringing students in the summer, train them, prepare them, and hopefully recruit them once they graduate. Final year projects. We often work on final year projects. Final year projects are a tricky thing. They have to be formulated in such a way that it can be done in a limited amount of time, and also is not affecting the critical path of a key product. So often final year projects can be done by taking on concepts that we're looking at for future concepts we're interested in. Maybe we're not currently implementing, but we're thinking, and they do a very good topic for students to research, discover, and come back with potential solutions that we can later incorporate. We're currently in talks with other several universities as well for advanced research activities, but these are too early to talk about at this stage.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Michel. Now, a question for Sandy. Sandy, you're with us. Are you? Yeah. So Sandy, can you hear me? Because I can see that you're muted and your connection is kind of shaky sometimes.
Maybe we can have the video off to kind of help the network.
Yeah, it looks like, okay, well, let me ask you, let me continue with you, Michel, while Sandy is back. So how does Multilane engage with universities? I know you mentioned MOUs, okay, but how do you engage actually to build a talent pipeline or upskill fresh graduates? I know that you have a program of training. So how do you do this? Do you approach every single university, or you bring them all to the company, internships, co-op? What else?
Yes. The answer is always yes, but then we're going to get into a little bit of details in here.
Yeah.
So every university has a different set of different needs, and we approach them differently. So indeed, we have agreements on co-ops, internship programs. We do go out to the universities and present at the universities, present the company. Usually events that are done at the university, on university campuses, tend to be quite successful because it's easy for students to come into a dedicated time. You go coordinated with the professors and with the if they do have if the university happen to have an employment center, you coordinate with them. Students come in, we present the company, we had a chance to talk about technology and the great things we're developing. And often students come back down and they start asking questions one-on-one, and giving that time after that presentation is quite important, because this is where really students open up. We also bring students to our factory and give them tours. We bring them in, we give them presentation, and then we introduce them to the technology we're doing and give them a tour to our production line and let them understand what it takes to produce a product. We also are working on setting up agreements for specified research projects. As I said, we are doing advanced measurements, and these advanced measurements require some advanced research. Sometimes an effort may take 1 to 2 years. So we need to be thinking ahead of 2 years on where we want to be as a product, and engage some of these researchers early on to look at the technology development that we are seeking with them. So all aspects, we have interns, co-ops, final year projects, on-campus presentation, at the factory tours and presentation and training. And then we have, as I mentioned, created the HTP Academy to fill the gap between theory and practice. And it's really targeted not only to engineering students, but also for technicians, because technicians do make an important component of our business. Technicians are key, they're important, and upskilling those technicians so that they have the knowledge to be able to operate a surface mount machine or surface mount production line is also important. So these are the activities we do at all levels.
This is the yes answer that in detail that I like very much. Thank you. And then in response to Michel's needs and the industry question to you, Sandy, how do you meet the needs of the industry? How are academic institutions in general, but specifically ISEC, your institution, adapting curricula or research agendas to better match the evolving needs of the tech industry?
Exactly. Thank you very much for this question. And thank you, Michel, for all the different services that are provided, and like training and site visit, Multilane. So one of the field trip we did organized with the Technology Transfer Office and engineering student was a site visit and Multilane, where the team presented the different department, and now we have launched also the internship with Multilane. So regarding the different activity, Dr. Walid, so basically at ZEC we are very agile, and we have interdisciplinary approach with real problem solving. So first, internship, applied internship. Also coming up with the feedback from industry, from the market, having advisory board member in order to pivot the different programs. It's focusing on engineering or any other disciplines. So basically, and we have also faculty members who are either having the experience of the real world practice, or also they are either part-time instructor coming from the industry who are sharing their experience also with the student. In addition to all that, we are always trying to adapt the curriculum with integrating the current technologies. We have some example of joint programs with companies, such as, and give an example with one of the company where we integrated the front end for the software programming, the back example, and also different track for AI, such as machine learning, deep learning, reinforced learning. For example, in the health tech, the regulation of medical device we integrated in order to fit better the real world practice. So we try also that, especially in the undergrad and graduate programs, to fit some project the industry need. And also, finally, we are working on also in order to initiate what we call the industrial PhD with this joint program between academia and industry to empower applied research and more industrial one. And under the technology transfer also, we have what we call, as mentioned by Michel, so basically some like sponsor research agreement where the company can come and sponsor some research to be done within the industry in collaboration, within the university in collaboration with the industry, where we have the pool of talents that can be from researcher, faculty, student, working on the same topic in collaboration with the industry. So a different pathway. So in order to help to bridge this, to, let's say, adapt the academic curriculum to the real world industry needs, and that's it.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
That's very important. It's good to hear that. These are important steps university does, because university is the place of knowledge. That's where the domain knowledge resides. This is a place of learning. The objective of the university is to serve the society it lives in.
Yeah.
So matching this domain knowledge to the needs of the society, that means us, the industrialists that are developing products and selling to the world, is important. It's good to hear that programs are coming alive that are focused on applied research and applied activities. It's extremely good to hear and appropriate.
And let's say that always the programs trying to balance between the knowledge and the theory and etc. and the real world application, the real world need, the fast pacing technology also, knowing that this is a fast pacing technology and etc. So yes.
That is correct. That is the biggest challenge of interfacing this impedance matching, given we're all electrical engineers here, impedance matching between the industry needs and the university. University is research, long-term publishing, 5-year program to get something. The industry, I got to get a product out in 6 months, but I need the domain knowledge. I need the know-how. That matching is key. The better we can match those two needs, how can the university, with the domain knowledge and capabilities and know-how, service the 6 months to a year need to get a product out? How do we do that, and how do we impedance match between those two channels of knowledge is key for success. it is a tough thing to do, because people have to have aligned interests, and aligned interests can only come in through rewards. So the university has to reward the professors and the students who will focus on the industrial set of activities, and the industry has to be able to reward the university for the service that they are providing. So these are things that are dynamic and continuously operating with each other, and continuous learning that we have to go through. And sometimes things work well, sometimes they don't work that well. But we keep on trying and trying to find these places where the impedance matches well, so that that transfer of knowledge occurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So so actually I would like to build on the discussion that have been already ongoing now, and maybe some of this was already covered in the presentation by Sandy, but let's elaborate more on the mechanisms that academic institutions do for commercialization of the academic research and incubating startups. So from the point of view of a technology transfer office in university, what are these mechanisms to commercialize academic research?
Okay. So basically, whenever any inventor or student or faculty or research
We lost Dr. Sandy.
Yes, I believe so. So while we are waiting for her to come back, I would like to go a bit off the agreed script actually, and ask Dr. Walid, because we have a question here in the chat by Dr. Tiziana Tamboso. She's the Technical Activities Vice Chair in Region 8. And she's asking, can and how IEEE Local Section Industry Ambassador and IEEE Section facilitate the university industry connection? And what is the industry vision of the IEEE rule? Since already you have done a lot of work in that, and already this is pretty much demonstrated in our speakers today, the collaboration between Multilane and the university. So if you can elaborate more on this point, please.
Yes, and thanks for Tiziana for the question, which is very valid question. This is actually what we do as an industry ambassador. My role is to create linkages between the industry and academia. As we all know, IEEE is very well developed and operational in academic institutions more than just the industry. At least in Lebanon, I know that. In other countries, maybe as well to a certain extent. My role here with the Lebanon section is to create this linkage, have companies accept academic institutions as partners, sign MOUs with them, and accept students for internships or co-op programs, cooperate on research, on cutting-edge research for their industry. Also have universities adapt their curricula to be more relevant to the industry in the country. So this is one of the roles that I'm trying to play at the moment as an industry ambassador. Now, regarding the industry vision of the IEEE role, some industries are not interested, actually, especially, in Lebanon, they don't value the position or the role of IEEE as much as it is valued in the academic landscape. However, we're trying to create more awareness on this, in fact. Okay, so we're trying our best to to do that. Multilane is one of the companies that has actually opened its doors to IEEE and to allow academic institutions to play a major role in their research initiative and accepting students into its campus. Yeah, I don't know if I answered Tiziana's concerns here.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was pretty sufficient answer. Thank you, Dr. Walid. And we can go back now to Dr. Sandy. Are you?
Yeah, sorry for
all with
today.
us?
I don't know why the connection. Yeah, I don't know why generally today
It's
is.
fine.
So
Yeah.
basically, I was saying, so basically the inventor comes to us and here we can help him from the idea. So the first things we can help him in the prior art search to see like if there are anything similar and what will be the added value of what he's bringing in, like, etc. Second, we can help him also. So we have tools for that. Then we can see the technical feasibility and also the commercial, the potential commercial potential of the invention. And so far we built, and we have also like mentorship and internal and external advisory board member. Here I would like to thank Dr. Walid, since he was also part of our external advisory board member. So helping this invention and giving like advice. We have mentorship program for them, and helping them in their pitching, in their market analysis, in their market studies, in order that they can take sure. And we have also legal experts, international and national, helping them also with the IP roadmap. And in this way, at the end, they can exit, hopefully, either with a spin out or with a licensing, according to the IP policy of the university. And so basically, and surely during the whole process, so linkage to companies, linkage to industry, networking with VCs, with funding agencies, and also with the legal advice regarding all the whole different types of IP that they can have for their product, their IP roadmap, and how to pitch the market potential, how to study the market, and all of these. So I don't know if I answer your question.
Yes. So now the universities and companies are not in like isolated islands anymore. You're doing already really a great job in linking them and actually building startups and supporting them to grow. So my next question is for Mr. Michel about the main challenges you have encountered when collaborating with academic institutions.
Thank you. Well, I kind of alluded to that a little bit earlier. It is the time schedule, time frame, the loop. Time to market, 6 months to a year. Time to market, 2 years to 6. So these two need a gearbox to get aligned between each other, right? To get the speeds right. Sorry, engineering, what can you do? You got to align them, and you find ways, and sometimes you got to customize them based on the university, and whether they're, as I said, undergraduate or graduate research. One way that is very useful are sabbaticals. You know, if universities enable professors with the right domain knowledge that is needed, let's say by Multilane or other similar companies, to take off a year of sabbatical to come and join the company and work on a specific project. This is one way where you can transfer that domain knowledge from the university into the industry and do it in a very short period of time and an accelerated way. Now, there's a lot of advantages for both. Advantage for the industry is you got all that domain knowledge transferred in so that you upskill your whole staff, because by having such a knowledge in your company, everybody learns from it through collaboration and working together, because you never design a product on your own. You design products in team. It takes a team to design a product. So that means knowledge transfer happens naturally. The product can get out in a reasonable amount of time because this knowledge is concentrated and focused. Now, when the professor returns to the university, coming back to the university with practical aspect of how to implement the theory and the domain knowledge that they have, and that knowledge he impart on the university's students, so that now when students graduate, they have the practical aspects implemented. So the university upskills by doing this, and the industry is upskilled by doing that. So I think sabbaticals is a very good way of doing things. Another approach is to segment a problem down to smaller problems, so that those problems fit in the roadmap of the research activity a PhD students has. So if there's an algorithm, that algorithm doesn't have to be the whole PhD program. It could be a part of it that works on it for a period of 6 months. And once released, it becomes a building block for the rest of the research that they're doing. So these are ways where you can get the gearing figured out between the two, but it's not always easy because industry wants the product now and often wants it secret. The university wants the product later, deeper and deeper, and publish and make it open. So balancing between those two is a fine thing and needs to be customized on a one-to-one relationships between the industry and the university.
Well, Michel, you did a very good bisection of the problem, very good analysis, and very interesting discussion. I think the time here, we're about to end, but we don't want to exceed it by much. But we do have questions from the audience. One of the questions comes to you, Michel, from Professor Hadi Kanaan, who's the past chair of the IEEE Lebanon section, and currently he's the treasurer of the section. His question is to you, Michel. Is Multilane planning to tackle power semiconductors and power electronics manufacturing in the near future?
Okay, well, good to hear from you, Dr. Kanaan. It's been a while. I think we've met in the past. We are a high-speed test and measurement company at this stage. So our semiconductor interest is really in high-speed analog front-end design applications. But we are also an innovation company. And if there are some good opportunities and good ideas, why not? We can chat about it and see where it can lead. Maybe it's a new product line, maybe not. So sorry, I don't have a very good answer for you, very clear answer, but because that's not the domain we're in, but we're open to innovation. So it's never a no.
Well, great. I don't know if we have more questions from the audience. Okay, so we have another question here. What trends do you see shaping the future of industry, academic partnerships in the next 5 to 10 years? And this question is coming from, so it's coming to...
I think it's coming from the Action for Industry Committee from Nihal.
Okay, so is it addressed to whoever?
Yeah, so whoever would like to pick the question and answer it.
So again, let me read it. What trends do you see shaping the future of industry academic partnerships in the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe both of you, Michel and Sandy, can take parts in answering the question.
Let me give the floor to Dr. Rihanna.
Thank you. So basically, yes, good question. And this is here, like we can divide it into different. So we can talk more about maybe deep tech driven innovation. So the AI, machine learning, data analytic across all the different sectors coming from manufacturing, energy, healthcare, and many others. So in addition to that, so basically we made about everything related to sustainability nowadays. So basically maybe the global challenges regarding health equity, climate change, clean energy, health for all, education for all, technology. And also let's talk about, sure, the digital, let's say the fast-pacing era of technology. So everything regarding digital transformation, high-tech innovation. So basically in terms of virtual labs, in terms of remote, for example, remote collaborative platforms, telemedicine, all of these. How can we put it in, let's say, in action? So basically either through the invention and helping them to spin out to exit either through spin out or licensing technology, or also, for example, through, as we have mentioned, the industrial funded PhD and postdoc, or as also mentioned by Michel, the sabbatical year that give the professor or the researcher this opportunity to go and to go work with the companies and like get this exchange of knowledge and skills and staying up to date. So basically also there is a lot of work on the IP, because also as I mentioned of Michel, so basically here it's a little bit the challenge between to let's say execute this collaboration. So this IP policy, this IP, joint IP between company and university, and also maybe a national and international, especially some countries like Lebanon, a national IP policy reform also might be needed in this case. So so there is a lot of let's say different axes where this can collaboration during these 5-10 years. Also there should be an emphasis on the standards, because as mentioned also by Michel, so companies would like to go directly to the market and to go to the market and to sell. So basically also it should be aligned with different standards, especially like now we're like, is there IEEE or any terms of standards that depends on the technology. And sure, there is also the development of knowledge and skills of talent and this joint, let's say, collaboration between companies and industry. But as for the domains, I would like to say that all types of domain, educational technology, healthcare technology, also in the media, all types of graphics, in the clean energy, climate change solutions, health tech, fintech, and all types of these technologies, sustainability, and all of this.
Well, great. That's a great overview. Michel, would you like to add?
Sure, a couple of things. I'm not sure that I can have a crystal ball to say what the trends are going to be, but one thing I know for sure, that the industry cannot survive without the university, and the university cannot survive without the industry. We are symbiotic with each other. My request of the universities is to produce talent that is deeply rooted in domain knowledge and theory, and understand math and physics real well, understand them really, really well, not superficially, but then not only know the theory, know how to apply it. So combining the theory and application, that means project-based learning is something that is going to be important. And I see the industry through the co-op programs and internship program collaborating with the universities playing a very important role. This is where the two things can come in together. I highly recommend universities to increase the amount of projects students do, so that they take that theory that they have learned and apply it. From a graduate perspective, I see that a need for enabling professors to do the sabbaticals, to do consulting jobs, and to take on projects that are industry relevant and develop them for the different programs. I see this happening. It's going to happen because this is how we can grow. Otherwise, growth will be divergent, and then we're going to find each other weak because we're all standing alone. Another trend that I noticed has been happening with Dr. Sandy Rihanna taking on that role is technology programmed at the universities, which is industry university programs. These are not new in the West. I mean, there are a lot of universities in the United States and in Europe that have an office that's focused purely on going out to the industry, linking with the industry, finding industry needs, and then effectively selling and promoting, like a business development office at the university, to sell and promote the domain knowledge of the professors and the researchers to the industry. This is Office of External Programs and other, or industry academic relationship offices, and these are quite common. In Lebanon and in the Middle East, I've not seen it much, except in very few cases, and only in the recent past, in the last 10 years, probably. I think that's an area that I would encourage universities to implement, and that could potentially be a trend, or maybe this is a trend given that we're seeing more and more universities establishing it. That's about it.
Well, great. Thank you, Michel, for the insights. And I guess we, during this webinar, we've tackled not only Lebanon-specific challenges, but global challenges as well. We do have our own challenges in the country related to economy and politics, but we share challenges, worldwide challenges of academic and industry partnerships. We lack resources of providing sabbaticals to professors. We understand the importance of that, but we don't have the luxury of giving professors paid sabbaticals to do research in the industry, to serve the industry, and to serve the community. I don't know, Muhammad, if you'd like to, if the time is good, shall we? I don't see more questions from the audience, but
yeah, I think we have no more questions in the chat, so we are good to conclude now. And it has been really a great honor for me to be in this webinar with you, and I enjoyed actually all the discussions, all the views that you've given us, the very thoughtful insights on industry university collaboration. So I'd like to thank you so much, Dr. Walid, Mr. Michel, and Dr. Sandy. And let's look forward to the third webinar next month. So thank you so much, and have a great day, all.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Have a great evening.